Got it.
All right, so we are live for Talk Tuesdays. And today we are talking about overtraining and just doing entirely too much.
And that's something that we can certainly speak to. Been there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I actually very rarely overtrain. Yeah, I mean, I've done it before. But what I try to do now, even though I am very active, one of the things that I really try to make sure that I do is vary my activity. So I'm not overtraining any one muscle group. So like if I am doing Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu session, and then I go for a jog and then I dance, that we're doing different types of movements. It's not the same as like I'm gonna do upper body 5 days a week, and do the same kind of lifts every day or something like that. I think is where you really start to, strain. Or if I'm doing like plyometric movements every day, ballistic, just, putting that added pressure and weight to like my knees, for instance, just repeatedly getting overuse injuries. Is something I try to be really aware of, especially as I start to age. You gotta like take care of your body.
I
So.
think, honestly, though, even doing the things that we do and switching it up and stuff, I think it's still possible to overtrain. I mean, people, I think, get to the point where they're doing something very active every day, like putting a lot of stress on their body every day. I just go back to my bodybuilding days and getting ready for a competition. I absolutely am positively overtrained. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. We get that soreness that we get when you train, but it's a different type. But you keep pushing yourself because you're trying to reach a goal. And so I think, so I'm talking about like the bodybuilding portion, but I think that even just sometimes people that just want to lose weight, they do the same thing.
Yeah, definitely overdoing whatever the activity is. No, absolutely. I can agree with that. People think that more is better.
Right.
And that's
it's not necessarily the case.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. It's actually very dangerous, right? For somebody to do that. You'll see folks that are training like 3-4 times a day, don't have any kind of experience with exercise, and then wonder why they're hurt the next week. They've got a sprained ankle or they've got some other kind of injury. So absolutely, I think it's something that a lot of people do. So how do you know this, right? Like, how can you tell? What are some of the signs and symptoms that that you may be doing too much?
I think, there's of course fatigue, but and there's a difference between that little muscle fatigue and like feeling so drained that you have a hard time doing any activity later that day, the next day. So I think fatigue is a big one.
Yeah, the soreness, also, that kind of moves beyond aching, to whereas you can hardly move, right? That's not really a good thing. And sometimes it's not necessarily that the exercise itself is the problem. Sometimes it's that your body's not used to it. So what may be, completely fine for one person to do on a daily basis, for another person that's going to be doing too much. I think, you have to know your body and just kind of like where you are, right? I don't speak a lot in terms of limitations, but you have to understand where you are right now in the moment, right? And know that if you see yourself wanting to get to a place where you can do things with more frequency, more intensity, that you are building up to that, and that you're not, running before you crawl and walk, right?
And and I think also, because how long have you heard forever? No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. And I think there's a lot of people that think that way. Like they think they have to be in pain in order to get somewhere. And like we've said, there's such a difference between muscle soreness and pain.
Yep.
And people need to understand the difference.
Yeah. And as soon as you feel pain, you just got to stop. You just have to stop. You do not want to push through pain at
Right,
all.
right.
I've definitely done that before and have regretted it. So I'm speaking from experience here, you just end up with more problems than you originally had
Absolutely.
pushed through the pain. Your body is telling you like, hey, listen, you've got something going on here. We want you to stop. Like the pain is the warning sign, like stop what you're doing. And we have to be able to kind of open up, our ears to that.
Right. And it's that, and you know, pain. So you say pain. Sometimes even once the pain starts, it's already too late. So
Yeah.
somehow we have to try to just realize as we're going on, there's such a thing as working hard and overworking.
Mhm.
You have to be able to see the difference.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, I hope that folks can at least take away from this that if you start to feel, these symptoms of pain and fatigue and, just these symptoms of overtraining, that you can take a little bit of a step back, know that you're not going to be missing anything. I think patience has a lot to do with it too, right? You have to be patient in your results. Not to, just kind of be like, I'm going to go all in, but all in doesn't necessarily mean overdoing it, right? And
Right.
to really get to know your body and your balance for your life, so that you can just kind of, not do too much, but then also make sure that you're putting in enough effort to get somewhere.
Right. To get your
There has to
results.
be a balance.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the other thing too, I think, is actually mental. I think when you start to overtrain, you actually get to the point where mentally you don't want to do it either.
Mhm. Right,
So that
right,
could be another
exactly.
warning sign.
Exactly, right. You're just over it. I'm doing too much. So then we just completely break down,
Right.
and completely freeze in that motion and just flee. It's a natural response to any kind of perceived danger, right?
Right.
We talk about the fight, flight,
Right.
freeze,
Right.
right? So,
Yep.
um, and just being like, okay, I'm just gonna get away from this. There's
Right.
the
I'm stepping
there's
back.
flight.
I gotta get, yeah.
Yep,
So all
absolutely.
signs, all good signs. I think even I need to sometimes remember it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to, every single one of us.
Yep.
Because I think we have this in kind of I don't gonna say for everybody, but I think for a lot of people, human nature, like we think that, especially, in American culture, like we believe in our heart of hearts that we have to, like you said earlier, we have to work hard to get somewhere. Hard work
Right.
pays off. You have to do the most in order to see results, or you have to do the most in order to get somewhere. And that's
No
not
pain, no
always the
gain.
case. No pain, no gain, right? All these little tropes. And the thing is that there's another way to do it that's a
Yes.
little bit, that's healthier, that's more sustainable. And that's what I think folks need to get in touch with, right? What does that mean for you? It's highly individual. As I always say, everything is always highly individual. What works for you is not necessarily going to work for me, but some things are going to be working for both of us, right? So
Right.
it's just like getting to know those things, and moving forward for what can be hopefully a long, sustainable life, according to whatever those goals are.
And I think that being said, a lot
Mhm.
of times anybody, beginners or people that are more advanced, contacting somebody who knows what they're doing, contacting a trainer or somebody that has some sort of experience, even
Mhm.
if it's just for a session or two, just to
Yep.
get your head right. You know what I mean? And not talk to the person in the gym who just looks good.
Oh
That you
yeah,
should go over and
absolutely.
talk to
Yeah,
them.
because they don't always know what they're talking about. Sometimes they
Right.
do, and it's a blessing, right? But a lot of times they don't. So yeah,
Right.
you want to get that advice from a professional, like you were saying, a personal trainer, fitness coach, a health coach, somebody who
Right.
knows what they're doing,
Right.
lead you in the right direction. Get with us, become a Fit New Lifer if you're not already. Talk to us, join our community. And it's definitely one of the things that you can utilize us for, is for answering those questions. Hey, I got, I'm experiencing this. I feel like I'm overdoing it. You get some advice from us. We would love to talk to you about that.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this session up. That was a solid 15 minutes.
Wow, that was a solid 15 minutes, an easy one too.
All right, everybody, enjoy your day. Coach Sharon, it's always a pleasure hopping on these